Amid the uncertainties of everyday life, a message emerges that invites transformation, a call for us to relax, trust, and allow, even in moments of chaos, divine intervention to guide us. By transforming anxiety into renewed energy, faith reveals itself as the force capable of rewriting stories and illuminating challenges with the light of hope. Reading the Bible and moments of meditation become powerful allies, paving the way for surprising victories. We invite you to allow yourself to live this journey of transformation, where each step is a divine embrace and each prayer a seed of miracles. Each dawn appears as a promise of a fresh start, a divine invitation to transform routine into moments of profound renewal. In the midst of everyday challenges, our connection with the divine becomes the foundation that restructures our interior, allowing hope to be renewed with each prayer. This awakening is comparable to a gentle breeze that sweeps away uncertainties, bringing with it the opportunity to feel the transforming presence of God. So, each day is a chance to let go of the weight of the past and embrace the present with confidence and gratitude. When beginning a journey of transformation, we are touched by an energy that reconnects us with the sacred. This experience is not limited to prayer alone, but is reflected in small daily miracles that light the way. Personal stories of overcoming show that the constant practice of faith can convert anguish into victories, turning each challenge into learning. Careful reading of the Bible inspires attitudes that promote inner healing and the reconstruction of hope, demonstrating that spiritual renewal is a continuous process and full of surprises. The true power of renewal manifests when we combine faith with action. Each sincere prayer becomes a direct link with divine wisdom, leading us to paths where adversity turns into opportunity. In this context, the practice of meditating on the scriptures helps to internalize lessons that drive personal transformation. Stories from people who found strength in times of difficulty illustrate how trusting God can transmute fears into certainties and uncertainties into victories, reinforcing that spiritual restoration is a reality accessible to everyone. Incorporating spiritual renewal into daily life means paying attention to the signs and miracles that present themselves even in the most challenging times. By transforming each prayer into a commitment to the new, we open the doors to divine intervention. Faith, when cultivated with dedication, teaches us to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. Thus, the daily practice of prayer and reflection on biblical teachings become essential instruments for transforming routine into a path of light and overcoming. As we embrace spiritual renewal and restoration, we allow divine light to illuminate every aspect of our existence. This journey is marked by moments of profound transformation, where faith becomes the engine that drives internal transformation. Each testimony of overcoming is a reminder that hope is not extinguished, but is constantly renewed through prayer, study of the scriptures, and conscious action. In this way, the spiritual journey presents itself as a path full of discoveries, in which each day is an opportunity to celebrate the presence of God and the certainty that the future holds surprising victories. Trust in God reveals itself as the pillar that supports our journey, even in the most uncertain moments. When we surrender our hearts to divine wisdom, each step becomes guided by a greater force. This surrender does not mean the absence of doubts, but rather the ability to transform them into lessons and experiences that strengthen faith. Stories of overcoming show how trusting fully can change perspective, converting challenges into opportunities to experience divine intervention. By opening ourselves to the presence of God, we learn to see beyond everyday obstacles. The daily practice of prayer becomes a sincere dialogue, where each prayer reaffirms our faith and renews our hope. This deep connection creates an atmosphere where the impossible becomes possible and every difficulty is transformed into learning. Reading the scriptures, full of teachings and promises, inspires attitudes that reinforce confidence and encourage us to move forward with determination. When trust in God is consolidated, we notice a significant change in the way we face challenges. Faith is not just a feeling, but an action that manifests itself in everyday attitudes, revealing miracles in the midst of adversity. Examples of transformed lives illustrate how the constant practice of prayer and meditation on biblical passages can transform fears into courage and uncertainties into certainties. This active transformation drives us to live more serenely and embrace each new day with renewed enthusiasm. Trusting God fully is learning to surrender every detail of our life to His will. This daily commitment is reflected in attitudes that demonstrate the ability to transform challenges into overcoming milestones. Through prayer, the soul finds refuge and confidence is strengthened, creating an intimate connection with the divine. This practice teaches us that even in the most difficult times, there's always a light that guides our steps, reminding us of the importance of remaining firm in faith. True trust in God manifests itself when we adopt a lifestyle based on faith and hope. Every moment dedicated to prayer and study of the Scriptures is an investment in building a more intimate and deeper relationship with the divine. Thus, living with confidence means transforming each difficulty into an opportunity for growth, celebrating the miracles that arise along the journey. Full confidence then becomes not just a feeling, but a continuous practice that lights the path to a future full of victories and achievements. The Bible presents itself as the unshakable basis of our spiritual journey, offering teachings that guide each decision. Passages like Proverbs 356 invite us to trust volertedly in divine guidance, transforming doubts into certainties. This textual foundation encourages us to meditate daily on sacred words, finding in them the strength to overcome challenges and renew our hope. The verses from Hebrews 103:738 reinforce the idea that active fight is a way to achieve miracles and victories. When meditating on this teaching, we realize that each act of prayer is an invitation to transformation. Stories of overcoming challenges show how this practice can convert moments of adversity into opportunities for significant spiritual growth, strengthening trust in divine providence. Isaiah 4319 highlights God's ability to do new and surprising things in our lives. This passage inspires profound renewal, encouraging us to see each obstacle as a stepping stone towards victory. As we meditate on this promise, we are reminded that fight can transform challenges into milestones, reviving our spirits with hope and confidence. Mark 1124 emphasizes the power of prayer combined with fight, demonstrating that, by believing, we declare victory even before it comes to fruition. This verse encourages us to transform our prayers into declarations of faith, cultivating a mentality of triumph that is reflected in everyday attitudes. The constant practice of this truth connects us with divine intervention, revealing miracles even in the midst of difficulties. The words of Daniel 1911 and Romans 828 complete the mosaic of Scripture, emphasizing that even in adversity, there is a divine plan at work. These verses remind us that each experience contributes to a greater purpose, where all things work together for the good of those who believe. This message reinforces our confidence, inspiring an ongoing practice of prayer and study that strengthens our journey of faith. God reveals Himself as an infallible guide, comparable to a lighthouse that illuminates roads full of challenges and opportunities. By trusting His guidance, we discover security even in the most turbulent times. This guidance manifests itself in both prayer and meditation on Scripture, opening our eyes to the constant presence of the divine at every step of the journey. In the midst of life's uncertainties, divine protection is present like a mantle that welcomes and comforts. The practice of daily prayer reinforces the feeling of security, allowing each challenge to be faced with courage and serenity. Testimonies of overcoming illustrate how faith in God transforms moments of adversity into opportunities to experience His protective care. When we decide to surrender our paths to the divine will, we learn to recognize that no obstacle is insurmountable. Reading the Scriptures inspires a confidence that transcends human understanding, making each decision align with God's greater plan. This conscious surrender drives us to act with determination, knowing that divine protection accompanies us on each journey. Prayer becomes a direct channel to experience God's closeness, creating an intimate dialogue that strengthens our faith and restores our hope. Each prayer is an act of surrender that reaffirms the protective presence of the Creator, allowing us to feel His support even in the most challenging moments. This practice strengthens the conviction that, by fully trusting, we open a space for miracles and divine interventions. Incorporating God's protection and guidance into everyday life transforms the way we face obstacles. At every step, we are invited to recognize the signs of His presence and celebrate the victories that manifest as a result of this connection. When walking under divine light, we learn that faith not only guides our steps, but also provides us with a security that transcends any adversity. Each daily challenge presents itself as an opportunity to exercise faith and demonstrate resilience. By facing adversity with courage, we learn that obstacles can be transformed into steps toward spiritual growth. Prayer appears as a refuge where concerns are converted into strength and clarity, allowing us to face difficulties with determination and renewed hope. Overcoming those not merely the absence of challenges, but the ability to learn and evolve from them. Stories of overcoming show how each setback can be restructured into a valuable life lesson. The constant practice of prayer and meditation on biblical teachings provided the necessary transformation to convert pain into learning, transforming uncertainties into milestones of personal victory. Persisting in the face of challenges is an act of faith that reveals human beings' ability to reinvent themselves. Each battle won strengthens the spirit and reaffirms the certainty that, with divine intervention, it is possible to transcend limitations. The experience of overcoming becomes a living testimony of God's intervention, encouraging us to move forward even when the path seems insurmountable. Difficult times often serve as catalysts for profound inner transformation. The practice of daily prayer and the study of Scripture teach us that, even in the darkest hours, there is room for renewal. This renewal not only strengthens our confidence, but also drives us to convert every obstacle into an opportunity to develop a more robust and resilient faith. Each challenge overcome is a celebration of the human capacity to rise again and the constant presence of God in our lives. By recognizing and being grateful for the small daily victories, we cultivate a positive mindset and strengthen our commitment to the journey of faith. Overcoming challenges, when lived with gratitude and perseverance, becomes the basis for a life full of achievements and inspiring transformations. Every obstacle we encounter is actually an opportunity in disguise for spiritual and personal growth. By seeing difficulties as steps towards overcoming, we learn to value each lesson that life offers us. This shift in perspective turns challenges into stepping stones to victory, allowing the fight to be the engine that drives transformation. Prayer is the link that connects us to divine strength, allowing each setback to become a turning point. By interceding sincerely, we transform moments of doubt into declarations of victory. Reports of transformed lives demonstrate that the continuous practice of prayer not only alleviates pain, but also lights the flame of hope and inner renewal. Each challenge brings with it a valuable lesson. When we face barriers with faith, we discover that difficulties can reveal new perspectives and skills. This learning journey teaches us how to transform pain into strength, falls into rises, and obstacles into achievements, building a personal narrative of overcoming and constant evolution. Persisting in faith, even in the face of the greatest adversity, is what makes us true winners. Each step taken with courage and trust in God demonstrates that transformation is within the reach of those who dedicate themselves to learning from experiences, elevating moments of difficulty to levels of victory and spiritual growth. By recognizing and being grateful for each small victory, we solidify our path of faith and resilience. Turning obstacles into victories is an ongoing process that reflects divine grace in our lives. This constant celebration of daily miracles reinforces the conviction that each challenge overcome is an important milestone in building a life full of achievements and gratitude. Leaving behind what no longer serves us is the first step towards true transformation. Freeing yourself from the past means making space for new experiences and allowing divine light to illuminate the present. By letting go of resentments and regrets, we create fertile ground for spiritual and emotional renewal based on faith and forgiveness. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for liberation, as it allows emotional wounds to heal. By practicing forgiveness both for ourselves and for others, we release the weight that impedes growth. Stories of transformation show that, by forgiving, we open the way for divine intervention, making pain a bridge to healing and hope. By breaking the chains of the past, we rebuild our identity on solid foundations, guided by faith in God. This reconstruction is not an act of forgetting, but of resignification, where each experience, however challenging it may have been, turns into learning. The practice of prayer and meditation on the scriptures strengthen this new identity, rooted in trust and divine love. Every moment lived, even those marked by pain, can become an opportunity to grow. When we reevaluate past experiences in the light of faith, we realize that they contain valuable lessons for the spiritual journey. This change in perspective allows us to transform old wounds into scars of victory, which drive us to move forward with renewed hope. Liberation from the past is celebrated with each new day when we choose to live in the present with gratitude and confidence. By letting go of old weights, we make room for the miracles and blessings that God has in store for us. This new perspective not only strengthens our connection with the divine, but also inspires personal and collective transformation, creating a cycle of healing and renewal that is reflected in all areas of life. Prayer is the most intimate expression of our faith, establishing a direct dialogue with the divine. Each word spoken becomes a link that unites the heart with God's wisdom, paving the way for transformation and spiritual awakening. This daily practice is the first step towards feeling divine intervention in our lives. By interceding not only for yourself, but also for others, we expand the reach of miracles. Intercession strengthens bonds of faith and creates a support network where hope and renewal multiply. Examples of collective prayers show how this gesture of love can transform challenges into victories and illuminate seemingly dark paths. Each prayer is an invitation for divine intervention to manifest itself in our lives. Through prayer, moments of anguish become moments of renewal, and we find the strength necessary to overcome difficulties. The regular practice of prayer teaches us that even in the most uncertain times, hope can flourish when the heart connects with God. When we unite in prayer, spiritual energy intensifies, creating an environment conducive to miracles. Collective prayer transcends the individual, promoting an experience of communion and solidarity that inspires and invigorates faith. This practice highlights the importance of sharing faith as a catalyst for personal and community transformation. By dedicating daily moments to prayer, we cultivate an environment where miracles become part of the routine, reviving hope and reaffirming the constant presence of God in our lives. This continuous practice strengthens the belief that, with faith, each challenge can be overcome. Each new day is an invitation to look beyond present challenges and see the future shaped by divine plans. Confidence in God's purpose allows us to realize that even when circumstances seem uncertain, there is a promise of prosperity and renewal. This perspective broadens our vision, making each moment a step towards a destination full of hope. The scriptures offer verses and teachings that reaffirm the certainty of a blessed future. As we meditate on inspiring passages, we are reminded that every difficulty is temporary in the face of God's perfect plan. This understanding transforms anxiety into confidence, encouraging us to walk with faith, knowing that the divine has already prepared a scenario of victory for those who believe. Focusing on the future does not mean ignoring current challenges, but rather using them as foundations for building a promising destination. Each experience, no matter how arduous it may be, serves as learning and an impulse to shape a reality aligned with divine purposes. This active stance of transformation reinforces the belief that, with dedication and faith, tomorrow holds extraordinary achievements. The practice of daily prayer is a vital link between the present and the promised future. When we direct our desires and hopes to God, we establish a deep connection that strengthens us and guides us toward new opportunities. This constant communication with the divine allows us to visualize the future with optimism, transforming uncertainties into goals to be achieved with determination and faith. Maintaining a focus on the future also means investing in a legacy of faith, where every action and decision contributes to the realization of divinely inspired dreams. By turning challenges into opportunities and celebrating each small victory, we reaffirm that God's plan unfolds perfectly and intentionally. This mindset not only drives our personal journey, but also inspires the community to walk together toward a destiny filled with miracles and achievements. Living faith implies recognizing the importance of communion. In a united community, each meeting becomes a celebration of the divine presence, where sharing experiences strengthens bonds of trust and hope. This union inspires individuals to follow their paths with more confidence and creates an environment where faith multiplies and is renewed with each prayer and testimony shared. Participating in meetings, Bible studies, and moments of collective prayer is essential to experience the transformative power of faith. Each meeting presents itself as an opportunity to learn, inspire, and support each other, consolidating the certainty that, together, we are capable of facing any challenge. Stories of overcoming and renewal shared in this environment serve as an incentive for everyone to recognize and celebrate everyday miracles. Sharing personal experiences of faith is a powerful act that contributes to the transformation not only of the individual, but of the entire community. By sharing accounts of challenges overcome and victories achieved with divine intervention, members inspire each other to trust in God's providence. These testimonies, full of emotion and hope, act as beacons that illuminate the paths of those who still seek direction and renewal. The practice of sharing faith goes beyond formal meetings, manifesting itself in everyday life through small gestures of solidarity and mutual encouragement, creating a support network that transcends barriers. This vibrant community, founded on divine love, fosters an environment where each person feels valued and motivated to contribute to building a more enlightened future filled with spiritual achievements. As we embrace sharing faith, we celebrate the beauty of transforming lives together. Each prayer, word of encouragement, and story of overcoming strengthens the belief that, when united, we can overcome any adversity. This collective celebration revives individual hope and consolidates the mission of building a legacy of love, solidarity, and miracles, demonstrating that true transformation happens when faith is lived in community. Throughout this journey, the paths of faith, renewal, and spiritual transformation were explored. Each part of this message, from inner renewal to sharing faith in community, invites deep reflection and conscious action, demonstrating that, even in the face of challenges, divine intervention manifests itself in surprising ways. The time has come to reflect on what has prevented your faith from fully blossoming, whether it be the weight of the past or the fear of facing daily challenges. This is the time to transform these barriers into opportunities for growth, embracing hope and allowing God's light to illuminate each decision. May every prayer, every Bible reading, and every moment of communion serve as a reminder that true transformation happens when trust is combined with action. By joining this community and putting the shared teachings into practice, you not only rewrite your story, but also inspire others to experience miracles and to believe that, in God's perfect timing, everything changes for the better. Sign up, share this message, and allow faith to become the engine of your journey towards a future full of victories and achievements. The transformation is in your hands. Just take the first step.